So this is a content warning for this episode that we have really graphic depictions of sexual assault and implied and actual rape. So that's not your jam, and that's something that makes you uncomfortable. We understand. We'll see you next episode, guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Take me with you.
Leave Gamb where he is.
This week we watched Ikki Tousen, episodes 3, 6, and 12. I don't even think I need to ask what you guys think I thought of the show.
Well, you said repeatedly that you loved it as a kid.
Uh-huh.
I think you still have, like, some type of fondness for it, but it's like it's like a guilty pleasure for you now. Please don't tell me you legitimately love this still.
We have like a negative scale, right? Like a so bad it's good.
Oh, we have a negative scale. That's what I mean. I mean, like, Spooky only likes this as a guilty pleasure. That's what I mean. Like, it's on the negative scale.
I think Spooky's at like maybe like a -1 or 2, and that's the like highest it will go.
What if I was trying so hard to not laugh and just be like, this is in my top 10. But I couldn't do it. No, I fucking hate this show, dude. It's a show I make fun of. I will watch scenes to make fun of the scenes, and that's literally the extent of it. There's like no nostalgia factor to this anymore. There's nothing. It's just, oh haha, this show's so fucking awful that it's funny, and yeah.
Apparently this show makes you think about your grandma going to the toilet.
Yes. For clarification on that, it's because I was young when I watched the show, and at the time living with my grandmother, and I would like sneak into the living room. Well, she knew I was awake, but I was like watching it late at night, and anytime she'd go to the bathroom, I'd have to like hurry up and like fucking turn it off, because like literally every single scene in this fucking show has like a panty shot or something sexual. Yeah.
That's an understatement.
That's a big understatement.
So I feel like then, if that's the case, I may have nailed it with -1, -2, because it's one of those things that you like pick apart, but it's still a -1 right next to a 0. Fuck this thing.
Yeah,
it's
like
awful, but there's like 1 or 2 scenes that you laugh at because they're so bad.
Yeah, not even 1 or 2. Like, I make fun of the show constantly. I like will quote this to my friend when we talk about anime, and I'll like jokingly compare things to it because it's just so fucking bad.
So can I say that I nailed it then? Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
I win the podcast! Thanks everybody that's in the anime podcast. We're not talking about this episode. I won. I'm done.
Yeah. Gamb, was this your least favorite thing we've watched on the podcast?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Far?
This is like this is not just. I'm gonna be frank with everyone listening to this. I did not just hate this anime. I felt insulted by this anime, and I felt disgusted by this anime, and it reminded me why I hate anime. Thank you. Good night.
If you normally don't listen to the commentary, I recommend going back to the commentary and just finding where the second half of the last episode we watched would be, and listening to Gamb just lose his fucking shit.
There is a moment in the final episode where just one of the characters goes like do 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 do, and I just lose my shit. I just start laughing for no reason, and then I just keep laughing for like a full 2 minutes.
Yeah, the laugh is so fucking long.
And then I think I started laughing because just words were happening on screen and I wasn't able to comprehend them. And it was just so much.
Yeah, we all fucking just lost our minds on the third episode, which was great.
Hey dear, tell us what happens in the first episode.
Sure. Yeah. I laughed my ass off at how fucking terrible this was, so I didn't have nearly as bad a time as Gamb.
I'm not joking. I legitimately feel insulted by this anime.
No, yeah, that's understandable. I'm a little bit, like, brain turned off, but I'm also, like, I'm gonna skip, like, the next 20 minutes of this episode, and then we're gonna keep going, sort of thing.
Wish we skipped them.
Oh my god, I do too. Anyway.
At least we have to watch the full fucking series again, okay?
Anime intro, panty shots. That's it.
in the intro is panty shots and ice cream.
A parfait, yeah. And then we see someone sweeping. He looks beaten up. Some people are doing chores, and the mother's daughter is not wanting to move from her bed because something happened. His name is Cocaine.
No, Cumcane.
I'm not kind of kidding. It's basically said like cocaine.
Cumcane.
The mom is hanging panties, and apparently the girl was choked out and shit her pants, which is why she is depressed.
Pissed her pants. I should clarify. There was
Spooky. As someone who literally has fainted and had brain and heart failure, you do both.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that realistically you do both, but that's not hot, dear. And in this anime, they only want the sexy, and apparently pissing yourself is that. So, you know.
No, this anime isn't a fetish anime. It's just a sexual assault anime.
So,
yeah, so I don't, yeah.
When was this anime made?
Like 2003, wasn't it?
2003.
Because, like, I fucking guessed it immediately as we were watching the intro. Dia was like, was this the 80s or 90s? I was like, this is fucking early 2000s. I bet you anything.
This is absolutely really trying to bring back, like...
Are you sure?
Tenchi Muyo almost? Sort of like 80s.
I don't know. Part of me, I think you kind of forget what early 2000s anime looked like.
Well, no, but like,
2000s looking.
Yes, like the style is, but like the aesthetic of it, sort of thing.
Oh, the aesthetic of sexual assault.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
That was an 80s and 90s thing, you know. But
yeah, that was invented in the 80s and 90s.
I do want to say really quick, this started in 2003.
Okay, it's not that bad then.
The last installment of Ikki Tousen was in 2019.
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Also, forgive me, I was wrong. Tenchi Muyo was the 90s, which is why I was asking 80s, 90s. Anyway.
Hand back your anime card, dear.
Yeah, no, sorry. I'll turn in my Naruto headbands that Spooky doesn't want because she doesn't like shonen.
Yeah, I don't hate shonen.
She's depressed.
We'll get into that another
flashback.
I can't help we're ignoring this episode.
Yeah.
Flashback of the girl getting fucking murdered and her clothes ripping off, but then we see a girl waking up and confused why she was defeated, even though she was the one that won, which is weird. And then we see a girl blushing in a hospital hallway, and there's some sexual assault happening in the hallway to a nurse. And then we see that guy from Bleach helping Eye Patch Girl, apparently. And then she wakes up in the hospital and she's okay. His name is Saji. And then he's not going to take her virginity now, though he brought her orchids instead. She was tricked into waking up Sonsaku. And it was power beyond control. And Cocaine at the house currently is bringing Hakafu food. So now he just goes into her room and he's like, hey, wake up. But actually she's a fake dummy in the bed. And she ran away from home. And then there's a whole bit about avoiding seeing the daughter because she didn't eat her food, so the mom's gonna check on her, but actually that's not what he meant. He meant that she ate all the food, but she still doesn't want to get up, so don't go in there.
Very convincing.
Get to the sexual assault, dear.
She's currently walking into town, then some dudes hit on her, and boobs, man, that chick's boobs. Meanwhile at the academy, a guy's drinking out of a sink.
Wait, we need Gamb's line of dialogue from that.
My
he
line in my
it.
notes that literally is just Hakafu gets catcalled and they want to touch her perky tits.
Yep.
Because one of the characters is literally like, man, look at how perky your tits are, I want to touch them.
Yep.
It's true.
I hate this so much.
Meanwhile, at the academy, a guy's drinking out of the sink and then threatens to kill a guy and then screams and runs out. It is like the most minimalistic animation. He's just like, "Ah!" and just runs away.
Yeah, it's real fucking bad.
Losing our shit. The girl is brought to a love hotel, of course, instead of a restaurant.
No.
I thought it was, or a karaoke bar.
Karaoke bar.
Okay, I thought it was a love hotel. Never mind. Meanwhile, another person is walking up to the place, and then the guys at the karaoke bar try to assault her, and then
They don't try, they succeed.
Yeah,
they put their hands
literally
down her front. They, go, head between her thighs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the new girl walks in and beats their faces in and throws a guy into a TV. And then they're walking across the bridge with her, and she says that she's stupid. And then there's a whole conversation about stupid, and she's really stupid, and then there's a panty shot. And apparently everyone who fights in this anime has this earring. They also have Final Fantasy music, apparently. And down by the river, this one dude is fighting a whole bunch of dudes, and he's like, none of you could fight correctly. And then we see a single scene of Cocaine running around going, where are you? And then more dudes want to fucking assault Hakufu. And then everyone wants to fight. It's a big old fight. And she's fighting and he's fighting. And then she trips for a second and gets caught, gets sexually assaulted again. And then she beats his face in because of it. And everyone runs away. And then the original
guy that
dude...
she helps is literally the only likable character in the entire fucking show, by the way. He's like the only one
respectful to women.
Yeah,
also,
he's the only one that doesn't sexually assault women. He's the only one that's doesn't make just the dumbest fucking decisions in the entire fucking world. He's the only one that doesn't manipulate people.
He's also fucking a MILF. Let's be real.
I want this on the record. He is one of the only characters in this anime that doesn't sexually assault someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a low fucking bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's staring at some holes in the concrete around, and then he's like, wait, you just leave? What the fuck? And he fixes the holes with putty, and then prays to the god of the street. And then he's like, I'm not stupid, you're stupid. No, I'm stupid, you're stupid. And so on. And his name is Tonchin? And she's like, okay, cool, but I didn't ask your name. And then he says adios and runs away. And she's like, that's weird. Nobody says that except on TV.
Yeah! No one says adios. What the fuck? That's not a word.
And then he also apparently left his toolbox, so she takes it. And then Cocaine is seen running towards a school, finds out where Hakufu is. She's trying to fix the school from, when she destroyed it that one time. And she's fallen asleep half naked with a trowel. And then apparently the Council of Five are all texting to each other or something, and staring at a photo of a girl, and it's Hakufu, and then there's another titty girl, and meanwhile a dude is walking his way over to the orchids, and another dude is in the orchid house being creepy, and apparently something about destroying a bunch of places in China, and I didn't understand it, and then that's the episode.
Yep. Yep. So it was a strong first episode? Question mark?
It was probably the strongest episode of the three.
I love that the last line of episode 3 for Gamb is just, I hate this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Do I have to talk about episode 6 now?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So, the episode starts with Eye Patch Mo and Hatsune Miku are fighting in a forest at night. Apparently, Niku's got some, super power energy nuclear reactor something with her fighting, who cares? And And then they keep fighting, and Miku's outfit gets, like, slashed up. So she's like, pretty impressive, Mo says, like, and she's like, but it still covers her nipples, so it's not porn. It's not porn. And then the anime fight ends with Mo getting paralyzed, by Miku. Like, temporary paralysis. She's like, you're gonna be a ragdoll for another hour or so. And this is when I jokingly said, oh, and this is the part where she sexually assaults her. And Spooky held back her laughter, because, technically I was wrong. This isn't actually the section where she sexually assaults her, because she straight up rapes her.
Gamb said, here comes the sexual assault, and I started, like, trying not to laugh, and then literally the next thing that happens is it shows her hand, like, grabbing the other girl's tit. I was just like, wow. It was, like, spot on. But then it goes further, yeah.
It goes further, and, like, this is the part where the anime completely lost me, and it's like, there is no way this anime can be redeemed at all, because I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant right now, because, like, you can use, like, the sexual imagery and the sexual assault stuff that they are doing in this anime, and you can have an interesting story about it and use it to put forward a message. They are not in this anime. This has nothing to fucking do with sex, or, body autonomy, or sex working, or anything to do with sex or sexual assault. It is just tits and ass for the sake of tits and ass for fan service.
Yeah.
And there is no reason for this character to be raped, other than they're using it as... She uses this as motivation to then get revenge. It's like, this is so fucked up. Like, not even, like...
And she already had motivation for revenge is the thing, because she, like...
Yeah, it was very clear she already did, so it's like...
boyfriend, essentially, yeah.
So it's like, Jesus, fuck, like, this is, like, inexcusable. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? And, like, I don't... Honestly, if anyone, like, wants to go, actually, see, it's okay. Like, no. If you want to defend this, I don't want you in my life at all. This is indefensible. Anyway, we go past that scene to a comedic scene where, Cocaine walks in on, Hakufu, sleeping in essentially really lacy, lingerie. And we get a womp womp womp.
It's the weirdest sound effect to use for that scene.
Literally 30 seconds after a character got raped.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Ah!
Yep. Good shit.
Then we get Hakufu's mother, who I guess, or an aunt or whatever, I don't fucking care, is like, I'm going out on a date tonight and I want to get fucked. Like, what if he wants me to not leave him tonight? And then she leaves, and then Cocaine gets a text message that says, hey, you gotta go to a parking lot to fight in this thing, in this tournament. And Hakufu's like, cool, let's go. And then we cut to another character. Was it? No, it's not. A group of random guys who are about to board a train because they've got a text message that tells them to get on a train to fight, and they're fighting one woman who's like long-haired Sailor Moon scout person. And they're like, wow, 5 against 1? That's not fair. Then we cut back to a group of Cocaine, Hakufu, and Gak? We never learned his name properly.
Yeah.
Gak.
It's like Gakushu or something fucking
Gakushu
stupid. I don't
something
know.
Like that. And then it's like, okay, the fight's going to be broadcast or something. People are going to be watching. And then one of the fighters that are fighting Gak pulls out a knife or something. And then Hakufu's like, that's not fair. You can't use that. We cut back to Train Girl and the girl who won a fight against the 5 people. Woo. And we cut back to the main group. And, oh no, Gak is about to die. Or someone's about to die. I wasn't really paying attention because, again, the anime lost me. Now Mo Sislak has shown up with dressed as a maid and is wanting to fight as well. Then we cut to Shinji, who is the evil bad guy behind it all, talking about like fighters and organizing like who's gonna fight who in what brackets, etc. We're talking to Miku about it, and I don't know. We cut back to Gak and Cocaine and Hakufu, and Gak loses his fight. Oh no! And Haruku, I keep getting her name wrong.
Hakufu.
She wants to fight next, but then Mo shows up and is like, "No, I'm going to fight." And the guy that she's meant to fight is like, "Oh, you can't fight me," and she's like, "Watch this." And then she flips and wraps her thighs around his neck and starts squeezing him, and then there's a whole conversation about, "Oh, I've used my energy attack to paralyze you. You can't move." And then he's like, "Oh, my chi is powerful enough that I can actually move my leg." This entire anime with the aspect of the fighting is just the fucking playground shit of like, I have a force field, and it's like, no, but I have anti-force field bullets. But I have a shield that blocks bullets. Like, it's complete nonsense. It makes no sense. There are no rules, and it's fucking boring. Anyway, what was I up to? Oh, thank God, I'm nearly done. He gets free because he's, like, using his chi to get free, and as he does, he pulls Mo's panties off. But she flips him over again and, like, smashes him on the ground and wins the fight. And then she's like, "I want to fight more!" And she's like, "But you, Cocaine, and the other girl, take him outside. Take the Gak outside while I fight these people." And Mo's like, "Cool, I'll make sure we win." And then Shaq comes up and tries to attack her. And she wins by shoving her panties into the camera gratuitously, and spinning a lot. And then Miku shows up to see the 30-year-old man who Dia was talking about last episode, but I forgot what his name is, so I just started calling him the 30-year-old man because he looks like a 30-year-old high school student.
To clarify, he's talking about Saji, if you actually know the characters.
Okay. Yeah. And so Miku shows up on his bed and, like, puts a pill in her mouth and then, like, opens his mouth and, like, kisses him to give him that. And then she starts jerking him off. And he, while he's talking about, like, Tinder on his phone, and then that scene was great, and it's over. And then we cut to another fight where the aunt is, like, cheering someone on, and it's that guy from the last episode, the one who was like, "I pray to the god of the streets." Turns out she's going on a date with him, which, cool. Whatever. We cut back to our main group, and the snake guy, who, I don't know what Deer called him, I just called him Snake Guy, because he's got, like, a tongue like a snake, and he's like,
he's the one that was drinking out of the fountain?
Yeah, he was the one that was drinking out of the fountain. He shows up and attacks Cocaine and Hakufu because he wants to kill Hakufu. He, like, ignores Hakufu because he's wanting to kill Gak for some reason first. But then Hakufu slaps her in panties and is like, "Hey, come over here." And he's like, "Oh, panties." So he chases after her. Then we cut back to Mo, and Mo wins the fight and is like, "Where do I go now to fight?" And the dude's like, "Hold on, you gotta wait, we're changing things around." She's like, "What? You don't change things around, this has never happened before." And we cut back again to Snake Guy, still chasing Hakufu, and Kane's like, "Whoa, what the fuck, dude? Why are you chasing her? She's not the target." And then he's like, "No, I have new orders to kill her." See? He pulls out his phone and is like, "Here you go." And Hakufu's like, "Oh, is he stopped chasing me? Aw, I was really enjoying it." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go kill you." And she's like, "Ah!" And she starts running away, and then slips on a can, and is about to die. And then something happens that stops her. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. And then we cut to Mo going up a rooftop to the next fight. And oh my god, it's that long-haired Sailor Moon girl from earlier. And they seem to know each other. Don't tell me their relationship, Spooky. I do not care. And then that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish to have never been born.
Yeah.
You would wish that before this.
Yeah, but now I have a specific reason.
Yeah. Okay, dear, go ahead.
So there's some guys training at the school. Flashbacks, 30-year-old man is talking to Snake Guy. Snake Guy is not freaking weird and crazy. He convinces him to overthrow the leader, brainwashes him, makes him kill a dude, then brainwashes him to think that he didn't kill anyone, actually. 30-year-old is apparently a horrible person. There's a whole lot of words being thrown around that I just blanked on. Eye Patch is being choked out in a watermelon field, and Hakufu is trying to do a fight. She's got a poison or something. It's a mark on her that's killing her. Hakufu needs to fight someone in order for Eye Patch to live. She needs to fight Miku. This one girl is bringing a gift of something. I don't fucking know. And then Miku arrives in the watermelons. Something, fate, dying at a young age. Fight scene, more panties, watermelons. And then Eye Patch is also ready to do a fight. This is real fighting. This is killing. And then Hakufu brings in her power. And they're evenly matched, apparently. And then Snake and Dragon biting each other. Oh, and then the aunt is thinking about Asana, and there's nipples everywhere. And then something about sacred bead fates. Bye, Miku, she's dead, I guess. And then the maid Eye Patch chick tries to fight the dude that held her. Miku also helps, though she's not dead. Then Miku decides that they're both going to die right there, hugs him really hard, and explodes. Hakufu isn't dead, apparently. She just kind of looks that way. So he takes out the mark from her shoulder thingy, and in his dying breath reveals all of the things Saji, and then he dies. And then Glasses Girl realizes it's happened and looks at the greenhouse for a minute. Montage of people we know and love. That's I love watermelon eating old man. He's my favorite.
The old pervert, who I guess was a pervert, and Spooky after was like, yeah, he's a pervert.
Yeah.
Cool. That's just the first half of the episode. Second half of the episode.
Oh my fucking god, I always forget that that's not where that episode ends.
Hakufu is home and her mom is happy and Eye Patch can come eat with them. But Cocaine hasn't come back, so something bad has happened and Eye Patch leaves. Saji is playing basketball, and Eye Patch is here. He's here to destroy someone from the inside or something. Shishi also wants to conquer the world or something, and he says, hey, I have cocaine. Something about them being someone else? Or fucking, I don't know. Hakufu is the one to die. All the time, apparently, and then Hakufu is told to come back with cocaine before dinner so that she can protect him. Maid Patch and Hakufu are ready to do a fight. Words. Gamb's laughing at this point, so it was hard to not, laugh and concentrate. More talking, and then he just kind of beats the fuck out of her. She lands and then awakens her dragon power. And then he uses his eye things on her to use the dragon inside of her. So he can use her as a puppet. Maid then kills the other crazy snake dude that was holding her. Hakufu submits to the dude. But then everyone's like, wait, Hakufu's bead is a different color. And apparently there's a guy that's inside of her that just starts strangling... It's Shinji. The creepy... Yes, he's in the mech.
Yeah.
The creepy orchid dude is apparently in her, and then he starts strangling the dude, and then that's the episode.
It sure fucking is.
How does the anime end, Spooky?
Okay. So their whole big theme in this shit, right, is, fate. Like you have your set fate, that's what your fucking earring is. And
I thought the big thing in this was sexual assault.
Well, I mean, yeah. So anyway, basically it's Hakufu's fate to, die at a young age, and the girl who saved her back in the karaoke place is, the one who's meant to kill her. She's supposed to bring out the dragon, quote-unquote, fully, and to kill her. And they start fighting, and, I don't... Basically, the one useful thing Kokin did in the entire series is snapped Hakufu out of that state during that fight, and then she's like, I don't want to fight to kill people, I don't even care about my fate, I just like to fight because I like fighting. And then the girl who's supposed to kill her is like, yeah, me too. And they all live happily ever after, basically. I should say that I'm really mad, though, that the third episode we watched cut off where it did. I thought it continued more, because directly after that fight, Saji tries to jump off a fucking cliff and they all save him because friendship for some reason. I don't fucking know, dude. He's like, I did bad things, and my fate is that I'm supposed to fucking rule for a little bit then die anyway, so I'm just gonna cut to the chase. And then they're like, we're not letting you die. We're friends or something. And Ryomu's like, you need to take responsibility for all the fucking shit that you did. And it's stupid. And then he sexually assaults the nurse again. That happens a second time. Yeah.
I hate this.
Yeah, it's real bad. So anyway, this whole anime is
This is the most painful thing.
This whole anime is based off of a book.
No, don't say that. Don't.
Listen. All of the fucking narrator shit you hear at the end, where it's like, so Saku's fate was that he was reckless and blah blah. It's because it's supposed to be based off of a fucking Chinese novel that was written in like fucking 1500s.
Okay, I don't know what's worse. If the book also includes like the gratuitous sexual assault and rape, or if the person who adapted it to anime just decided to add that in.
No,
I don't know what's worse.
I'm pretty sure the original book was just like essentially
Plain
like
fighting,
people killing each other. Like it was like these three different kingdoms who like
oh my god,
fought
and
yeah.
That literally means the people who adapted it to an anime were literally like, well, this is kind of boring. What can we add to make it more interesting? Why don't we just flash panties and tits all over the screen?
Yes, yeah, because like the plot of the original was like, here's these like dynasties and here's these like, you know, these kingdoms, and it's like war and like them like overtaking each other and killing each other and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. By pretty cool I mean it's fucking awful. We also missed the fight with Eye Patch and the long-haired girl, where Eye Patch is like grappling and has her arm in a hold, and she's like, I'll break your fucking arm, and long-haired girl's like, it's just an arm, and like just fucking breaks it herself. And I was like, neat. Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's characters are like, I'm gonna defy my fate, and then other characters are like, no, I'm gonna live my fate, and then other characters are like, I don't care about my fate, and that's why
there's literally nothing to this. Yeah,
that's why whenever Miku fucking explodes herself with Shinji, she's like, you're gonna die here with me. That's not in my fate, is it? And it's like, wow.
There is literally nothing in this, and everything that is in this is nothing. It's hollow, and it's meant to provide an illusion that there is something deep in this.
Yes,
there
exactly.
Is nothing in this.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Tits.
Gamb, they basically say at the end of the series, if you just fucking throw away your shitty earring, that you don't have to listen to any of this fucking bullshit fate stuff. Like, that's basically the ending of the series. It's Hakuto going, I don't care about my fate, and taking off your earring and throwing it, and then the other girl being like, I don't care either, and doing the same thing. And it's like, okay. Then why is this even a thing that you do? Like, what's the fucking point? And yes, there's a second season, and then there's a bunch of other fucking, like, mini seasons.
Oh, okay, stop.
If you make us watch any of this ever again,
What?
I will...
Oh, no.
I will know.
I've never seen any more of it, and I don't plan on it. So you're
okay,
good.
So that was the podcast, everybody. We're never talking about this again.
Yep, we're stopping at 10 episodes.
You guys need to rate it. Wait, you need to rate it.
Bye.
Oh, zero.
Zero.
Fucking zero.
Zero.
This is like, there is nothing ridiculous. There's like maybe one or two lines, but I don't even want to give it like a negative
Take it
one.
out behind the shed, shoot it in the head. then piss
No,
on
fuck
its
it.
corpse.
It doesn't even get the dignity of that. Pull out the gun right now and shoot it.
Yeah.
No dignity of gun
and
behind
then,
shit.
and then piss on its corpse.
Everyone needs to see this die as an example to see what happens if you try and do something like this. Like,
Yeah.
no.
It's so fucking awful.
Okay, we're no longer talking about it. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.